Good afternoon, one and all. Myself, I am Pawan Vara,
This is Rajesh.
and today we are here to talk on Dynamics 365. So next 30, 45 minutes or 1 hour, we would be taking questions from you, and also Rajesh Shungar will be talking on the Dynamics 365 practices and how it can help the businesses and alternatives to Dynamics 365. So all this will be discussed and also clarify your questions if any. So Rajesh, to begin with, why should someone use Dynamics 365?
Yeah, so this is anyway like a continuous discussion from the last week. So we on last week we already talked about different usage of Dynamics 365. So again, like summarizing it is nothing but Dynamics 365 by like a 365 solution. So the integration is a combination of multiple products, and Microsoft what they've done is all kind of products branded as Dynamics. They come clubbed together and named as Dynamics 365. They are offering a 365 solution. So with also like you can connect with other collaboration tools like SharePoint, or also like other ERP tools and everything. So with the help of flows and everything. So if you come into Dynamics 365, there we can say that one is CRM, other is the ERP section like the finance and operations. So in CRM mainly the concentration is we can have marketing module is the sales module is the service module is the project service automation and field service. So these are the core module of Dynamics CRM. So if the company is into marketing, sales kind of business, so if they're concentrating more into only marketing, they are doing a marketing business, then they can only purchase that subscribe. We can say the subscribe because it's online services.
Mm-hmm.
So they can only subscribe marketing module and they can go forward with that. So the marketing module is having all kind of graphical interfaces are available for all kind of planning or landing pages, or they want to do any campaign like they can have different list of customers or targets audience. So you can say the target audience different. They can prepare like from contact. They can prepare different queries and say that. Then they can prepare a marketing list, then they can do the campaigns. So everything is available through graphical interface, and we can say 90 percentage of the activities a or marketing person can do them. So they don't need to run behind a developer or someone to do something.
Okay.
So that advantage is there with the market, because now like a marketing model recently released, still like it's very mature product having many features in that, and Microsoft is continuously adding multiple features to that.
Right.
And again next is sales module. We can say that it is dedicated for complete sales cycle. So from that leads to opportunities and work orders and everything can be created, and it is having the complete the life cycle is getting covered there.
Okay.
And after sales the service module will come to picture. So from the contract, you can specify like what kind of SLA is there, and so there will be different kind of engagements. Like it's maybe fixed bill engagements, or it may be AMC services, or task-based payments. This everything can be handled there. So if it is a task-based payments, like for each task, this much cost is there. So automatically, if one issue resolved and one issue raised, that amount calculation will be automatically done. Say that this much amount is utilized for this task, and remaining this is the balance. This kind of everything can be automated there. So and also like a customer service, there is a portal available. So if you go with online services, you can have a customer service portal configured. So your customers can create service tickets from this customer portal, and then that particular service tickets will be created in CRM automatically, and your customer executives can reply on CRM and get reflected on portal. The advantage of the portal is nothing but to access CRM, basically license is a barrier. All users required license. So as a company, like they cannot go and buy license for all customers, and that anyway it is not recommended. So in that point of time, the portal is useful. So here, like each user in the portal is a contact in CRM. So contact nothing but like your customer.
Right.
So
So name itself speaks
yeah.
customer relationship management.
So what like when like using that contact, they can log into the portal and they can file their complaint and service tickets. And
Right.
so they can directly communicate with CRM, and also like now CRM is having chat module also. You can it's separate payment is required, but you can integrate it.
Okay. We'll get back to
Yeah.
that. We have a question from Chandrasekhar. Hi, Chandrasekhar. Can a non-technical person learn Microsoft Dynamics 365?
Yeah, so a non-technical means we can say it's a tool, right?
Right. So to
So 80 percentage of is functional. So you don't write in code, and only 20 percentage is the development.
it's just
So
that someone needs to know the workflows.
yeah,
That's it.
so the business knowledge is enough. Basically, that is the core for running with any of the tools. Like for what if you know your business,
Right.
and then you can learn tool and you can start using it. So if you are looking for, I'm not sure like what is your target of learning this Dynamics 365. If you're looking for a Dynamics 365 job for that purpose, if you are learning this, you can go for functional consultant. Say that you don't have to write any code there, but you should be able to match business versus product, and you should be able to make the recommendation from there, and you should be able to make configurations. What are things are available with the graphic interface.
Right.
So to work with the graphic interface, not required technical knowledge, required common sense and basic idea of how to use system and all, but not required too much coding standard or what is the coding knowledge.
Basically, one has to understand the client's business to create workflows in the tool. So if someone knows it, must be a simple process. But again, learning tool might take a little bit of time, but the business is in your mind, then it should be easy for you to learn the tool in no time.
Yeah. Anyway, like if it is for internal use, suppose like they are working with the product and then also like for a using or for the administrating internally, they can learn it.
Right.
So not required to write code for that. So coding is very limited. And nowadays, like Azure functions and all are available. Like there also you can install, but if you get more knowledge on it,
Right.
so that also can be possible. And Microsoft flows are available.
Mhm.
So it's completely graphic interface, no code.
Right.
So with the help of this, like you can achieve it without any. So technical knowledge is not only writing code actually. So these all are coming under technical itself.
Right.
So you can say that, but not required at that much deep or technical knowledge. It's easily grab. You can easily grab it.
Right.
Anyway, like to use basic functionality of the Dynamics 365, it's not required. But
The most important reason why people would be interested to choose and try working on Microsoft Dynamics 365 is because Dynamics 365 comes from the Microsoft family, right?
yeah,
So I believe Microsoft, when it comes from the Microsoft thinks big and aims big. So in the process, when they build a product, the product is built in such a way that it is addressing several industries. So Rajesh, in this context, I would like to ask you, what are the changes that you have observed from the beginning of Dynamics 365 to the current version of Dynamics 365? Do you see the improvements being really helpful to the business owners?
definitely. Say if you compare the 4.0 and now we are in 365.
Mhm.
So 4.0 is a starting version of that, one of the matured version of this
Mhm.
Dynamics.
Okay.
And But on that time, Dynamics was not that much popular.
Okay.
So Microsoft done a very good market research, and they done analysis with the other competitors how they are making it.
Mm-hmm.
So after the full study, and then they come up with improvements nearly early. Then different versions are came. So
Okay.
you have like a 2011, 15, 13, 15. Now like came to 365 on-premise version is there and online versions are there. So
Mm-hmm.
they are making comfortable. Like basically like 4.0 was on-premise.
Right.
So if someone want to do on 2011, these are all the on-premise versions. So
Right.
if someone want to go with a 360, sorry, if someone want to go with CRM product,
Right.
it's a huge investment actually,
Mm-hmm.
because they require the infrastructure locally. So on that time, like this cloud is came to picture and the cloud versions. So they someone can go and suppose a mid-level companies or something like if they want to start using CRM,
Mm-hmm.
they can go and purchase the services what they require.
Right.
So and also like a company no need to not require a separate IT department to maintain the product or something. They can
Maintenance cost is
the maintenance
reduced.
cost is less.
Right.
And compared to other competitors, so Microsoft introduced features to compete with them, and interface. One other improvement is nothing but the interface.
Right.
They done a very good real improvement on the interfaces. And other example is like new modules introduced for like marketing, project service, and field service, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
These are all the new modules that came, and now like everything is clubbed together
Right.
in a Dynamics 365. So if you go with the one product, you have everything. So previously, like there was different like CRM is one product and AX is another product. Now is the GP is the. So there is like many products, and someone can should buy multiple products. I said all is Microsoft products.
Mm-hmm.
So similarly, like there is many other products also.
Okay.
So now like if you go with 365, you have everything together, and so one subscription
Mm-hmm.
do everything.
Okay.
So that's advantage.
Okay.
So your question is like, is Power BI is helpful to improve the business and revenue? Definitely, because if your data is structured,
Structured data. Yeah.
Power BI will help you. Because if the data is not in a structured format, Power BI can't add too much value. That you require developer help.
So then the data validation has to happen. The data has to be sorted
So
properly, and only
so
then it becomes a valid
yeah.
source of input to the Power BI.
So if the data is well structured, like as a business user, you can build your own reports according to your business,
Mm-hmm.
and you can query Power BI. Power BI will give you the reports.
Mm-hmm.
So it is based on that data structure. So if you have a well structured data, then as a business user, you can utilize Power BI and you get all reports on time. Then you can plan accordingly and you can improve your business. So if your data is not structured, you may require a developer help to build proper reports and use that reports. Still, Power BI will help you, but required a developer support to build some complex reports.
Makes sense.
And also, like Power BI can connect to multiple data sources.
Right.
So not only like SQL Server, it can connect to Excel. There is many connectors available. It can connect to Dynamics CRM, and it can connect to AX. There is like different connector tool, ready-made connection tools are available. Using that, you can connect to multiple environments, and you can get the data. So if you are connecting to Dynamics CRM and all, you get a very good report, because CRM is structured data and well organized data. So you get proper reports there. So using Power BI with the CRM is very effective. Any CRM tools.
Okay. So I think we keep getting this question several times from different kinds of people that uh, you know. Before I go there, I think we have a question from Vikrant Sinha. Uh, so, as I'm new to business, why I want to choose Dynamics 365 over other competitors? Can you please help me with this?
Yeah. So here again, like we many times we said, what is the advantage of the Dynamic 365 is a combined pack, and you get the ends from the Microsoft, and it's GDPR compliance is there, and full security is there, and cloud security is there, and you get everything together. Like Dynamics CRM is there, AX is there, AX is something, but operations and finance module is there. So your complete business will run there, and collaboration with the SharePoint and LinkedIn kind of other tools and social media plugins and everything is there. And you have Microsoft Flows to connect with different things and to automate some actions. So using Flows, you can automate your workflows. So and that advantage is there. So this is, and my Azure functions are there if you want to do some kind of API calls and get data from something, or you want to do some manipulations, that kind of things, like you can do it. Apart from that, the product is highly customizable, so you can add your own extra modules or extensions, and you can utilize that. That is the advantage of the Dynamics 365. So if you go and other subscription advantages, like according to your business, you can
Choose
subscribe
what
only
you. Mhm.
partially, or you can subscribe as a full product, which is more cost effective for you, and volume discounts will be available. So we are going with a vendor and getting more number of licenses at once, like you get volume discounts also. So these are the advantages we can say. And if you come into the competitors, like like in market there is many competitors for CRM. So you have one popular, we can say that Soho is there, and we have SAP is there, and Oracle is there, right? So there is many boys. Oracle and all, basically we can say that is like equal competitors.
Mhm.
Uh, all kind of ERP products, and we have other weak competitors. We have Sugar or some like open source ERPs are there mainly.
Right.
So we can say that that is a weak competitors. It's not a equal competitor for Dynamics, but we have the strong equal competitors. We can say that the Oracle and all the Soho is the Oracle is there are, we can almost equal.
And most importantly, as users, we expect it to be intuitive. The user workflows and all that, user friendliness is expected to be intuitive. So there in which Microsoft plays a very good role in ensuring that users who are participating or using the system are comfortable and they understand it in no time, must say like quick time. So there in which people get attracted and they like to use Microsoft products just because everything can be managed from one single sign on. Like for example, if you log into the email, you can also log into Dynamics 365 and other products of Microsoft using one username and password. It's like a single sign on for the various products available in the Microsoft family. So there in which people like to go with Microsoft most importantly. Okay, so Rajesh, I think you pretty much answered Vikrant's question. Let's move on with the other question, which is again coming back to the licenses part. So someone who has bought a license of the previous version and he or she would like to move on to the next version. So do they need to buy a new license or is something they can get carried with the existing license?
For the new versions, like from there, they get it. If they contact their license vendor, so they can expect some discount from them,
Hmm.
because the license keys anyway, like if they are changing the products,
Right.
so then they have to go with the new licenses. But now the problem is they are not there, because now 365 made a brand.
Right.
So previously, like 4.0 to 2011, 20, there was different products,
Hmm.
right? Even though it's a version, it's a separate brand names and separate products.
Hmm.
So if they go with the next one versions, they have to get that license separately.
Right.
But now, like 365 is a brand. That also one more reason. Like now, Microsoft is come out for this. And suppose one example is Windows 10
Hmm.
OS version license. So if you get OS version license of Windows 10, you can continuously use that, because Microsoft is only updating it.
Hmm.
Previously, like if you have Windows 7 license. And if you want to go with the next version, like you have to get the license, or Windows XP to next version, you have to get the license and apply it. But now, like you can just upgrade and use it.
Makes sense.
So
Mhm.
that difference Microsoft made it now. So anyway, if you come to the 365, if you have the licenses, you don't have problem because they are going with the 365 only now.
Okay, before we move on to the next question, um, I mean, from my side, I'll take the question from Chandan Kumar. Hi, Chandan. What deployment options are available in Dynamics 365 and CRM?
See, if you come into the deployments, like cloud is the already like 365, like a service, you know, need to do in deployment, you can subscribe it. If you come into the on-premise versions, so you can host that in your locally, if you have your own infrastructure. So you require the server and SQL server and all other configuration, you can deploy them. Otherwise, you can go and get a virtual machine from any of the hosting provider, like AWS or Azure, any hosting provider who provide a virtual machine, Windows virtual machines.
Mhm.
Then proper infrastructure you have to do that. Virtual infrastructure you can do in your hosting. So that about the CRM installations. And if you come into the solution deployments, or suppose if you are some customization deployments, you can do like CRM will support like manager and unmanaged solution deployments. So you can from graphic interface you can do it, and other option is like automation through TFS kind of tools.
Right.
So you can do the automation also
Mm-hmm.
for the deployments, or you can have a custom automation also using like Microsoft APIs. You can write code for that. So from the backend, you can write your own code to deploy to the system. So basically, everything is a solution deployment. So most of the persons for the simple deployments, everyone will go with managed solution or unmanaged solution deployments.
I hope that answers the question. Okay. So Rajesh, next question is that when when people would like to implement some workflows, not directly on the production instance. Let's say the business owner or business teams want to review it in some other environment except the production instance. They don't want to disturb the production instance. So does Microsoft provide any sort of sandbox instance wherein the solution developed can be tested, verified before it's being deployed to the production?
Yes, yes. So if you go with the online subscriptions,
Mhm.
so each subscription is coming with a sandbox version, free of cost.
Okay.
So if you require one more sandbox, you will have to pay and get the license.
Hmm.
But each production version is coming with a sandbox.
Okay.
So you get one sandbox free of cost.
Okay.
So there you can do all kind of R&D trials, and what are things are approved. Only that you can export as a solution and import to CRM.
Okay.
If you are going with on-premise versions, then you require a separate setup.
Okay. So the advantage is that if you go with the cloud, you don't have to
Mm.
uh, buy a separate license for the test instance. Okay. So if I have to upgrade from one version to another version on cloud, let's say from 3 to 4, or so from
Okay,
one
so if
version
you
to
come
another
into the
version.
Dynamics updates, Microsoft will schedule it. So few updates are optional, few updates are mandatory. So basically, like they will send a notification say that there is an update, and if you go to administration screen, there are also it will show like update pending.
Mm-hmm.
So normally we have to do like check the proper release note of the particular upgrade and say what is getting with that upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
and check the Microsoft also notify,
Mm-hmm.
especially like this is for this module upgrade, and in that case, if you are using that module, you have to care about it.
Right.
If you have basically if you have customizations,
Mm-hmm.
so if you don't have customization, you don't need to worry about it. You can directly apply it. Nothing will break. But if you have any customization on top of that, then before applying that upgrades,
Right.
so we have to check and validate our customizations. Will it be compatible with that upgrade?
Mm-hmm.
So otherwise, we have to make the sufficient required changes for that.
Okay.
Then we have to apply that upgrade. Otherwise, what will happen is like wherever that particular custom code is sitting, that area is will break, not whole product. Your custom code will break, not the upgrade. So
Okay.
then also you have to go and update it. So that only is the problem. And upgrade will be done by Microsoft.
Okay. So can we request for a schedule with the Microsoft, or is it something that's done automatically by Microsoft? Let's say one date provided by Microsoft doesn't work for us,
No, you can reschedule it.
we can reschedule it, right?
So you have the dates there. You can have different schedules. You can reschedule it.
Okay.
So it's an automated process on that time you can update it.
Okay.
So if you are not willing to do it on that time, you can again reschedule it.
Mm-hmm.
But there will be some mandatory updates. So in that case, like there will be a last date, or from that point you cannot postpone it. It get updated.
Okay. So we have the question from Narendra. What are the benefits of connecting e-commerce with Dynamics 365?
So Dynamics 365 is completely a backend administration,
Right.
and e-commerce is your business. So here, like you can manage your customers around. So if you have more number of customers and contacts, if you want to do, you can do sales activities here. So marketing and sales and everything you can manage here. So and reports and sort of e-commerce will provide you some reports so that you have some activity performed on thing, and based on that if you have more sales,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of things you can validate, and accordingly you can plan your marketing activities.
Right. So, and I also believe that Microsoft Dynamics 365 provides some sort of connection mechanisms. For example, if you would like to connect to a Magento, it provides you a way to a connector to connect to Magento. Using that connector, one can connect to the CRM system and have the connector is a bridge between your e-commerce and the backend, as rightly said by Rajesh. So we have
So, so how Dynamics
we have a
365?
question, yes, from Spandan. Hello Spandan, Zoho or Dynamics 365? Which software is better?
Yeah, if you're coming there, like SOA is one kind of a new competitor for Dynamics.
Right.
So there's a good if you coming to like Dynamics 365 is a ERP,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a matured product than Soho basically,
Correct.
and it is having more number of collaborations and trust.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is there for Dynamics 365 compared to Soho. So if you are in a mid level and don't want to invest too much into these kind of things, and if you want to go with it, then you can go with Soho. Or if you are looking for complete ERP solutions, then you have to go with 365. Because if you are going forward, you don't need to look for a new product.
Mm.
You'll have everything there. So you can, as a long time, if you are planning, you can go with 365, but investment about that it will be a little bit more. And trials are available. So you get 1 month trial for CRM versions, but for ERP versions, trials will not be available. You get a version for trial, but it's not a full trial. So you will there is many limitation for ERP trials, but for CRM you get full trial. It's a full featured trials
Right.
for 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
So how you get the trial versions, no issues. But for what I said about Dynamics.
So Rajesh, most of them ask this question like, do I have alternatives to Dynamics 365? Considering the fact that the cost is the most effective thing for any business, as you know. So this question comes from several business owners like, can we create our own custom application to address the needs that we just require, because Dynamics 365 is so huge, we don't need all of those features, but just a few from them which can help our business move forward. So what do you have to say or help the business owners understand about this?
Same, if they have a problem with investment and things, instead of going with the scratch, and go with some open source ERP tools.
Mhm.
So if they're in a starting point and not grown that much, like they can start with this kind of open source ERP tools. Then suppose like VTiger, Sugar CRM kind of things are there, and once they grow
Mhm.
and they feel like a good roadmap if they have, say that they have a business goal, say that we are going to grow this much by this time, and now we are ready to invest for and we required like good growth, and we required all reports and automations and business process automation, everything they required. In that point of time they can go with branded product like CRM or Oracle kind of things. So, or otherwise, like for a startup companies, they don't have too much budget. It's a huge investment for them. But these online solutions still help them because they can get license only for 2, 3, 4 users, and they can start using it.
Have any questions? So what kind of reports can be generated on Dynamics 365, Rajesh?
So you will get all sales reports and all kind of service reports and everything is available. So revenue reports and what you call like leads by leads. So this kind of, you can have many custom reports. It means built-in reports are there.
Mm-hmm.
Plus you can have custom reports.
Okay.
So custom reports we can build using graphical interface directly
Mm-hmm.
without any code knowledge. And if you require an advanced report, suppose you want to build a report with which is having your logo and everything, and you want to share with to someone else. So in that case, you can go with the custom reports. So it required SSRS development. So then required SSRS knowledge, and the developer may able to build that. Then he will integrate that to system.
Okay.
Then, like from CRM system, you can generate the reports and download that as a PDF format or something. Then you can share with someone. So if you want any very good aligned or look and feel should be like much better than traditional reports, then you can go with custom reports.
Okay.
Otherwise, like almost all business requirements get satisfied with out of box reports.
So anything that requires a complex logic to be run and render the reports, then one has to go with SSRS.
It's a very if they go with very complex reports and combining of multiple data and do too much manipulations, and if you want to connect with some other data source and connect with the CRM combined data, this kind of like little bit complex building, then you have to go with personal reports. Otherwise, like normal reports, you can directly build it.
Okay. I think we do not have any more questions for today. Thank you all for joining in and asking your questions. We will again. There's one more question from Spandan. One of my friend, one of my friends has a doubt if there are multiple contacts by same name from same organization.
So you can enable duplicate detection in system, so it will populate that. Say that so if you enable, that's what I said. If you enable duplicate detections in system, As soon as the second contact is getting inserted, it will populate and say that it is duplicate. And still, if you want to insert it, the system will allow you to create duplicate contacts, but there is no use. So some of the organization will strictly say that don't allow duplicates contacts. So in that case, it can be stopped by using plugins. So otherwise, out of box will only populate and say that it is duplicates, and it will allow you to delete one of the things, or you can say cancel the recent data.
Yep, I think that answers the question. So, so we would like to conclude the session today. Thank you all for joining in for today's session. We will again be having this session on 20 27th of this month, and see you all again. Thank you so much. Bye.
Yeah, bye.